This episode of Riffs on Riffs is brought to you by DistroKid.
Don't miss a special offer on November 19th from Botox Cosmetic Anabotulinum Toxin A, the one and only product of its kind FDA approved for over 20 years. Buy one $50 gift card and get one free while supplies last. Terms and conditions apply. For prescribing information and box warning, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
Well, hello, and welcome to Riffs on Riffs. And, I'm going to give listeners a little peek behind the curtain. We record shows. Sometimes we get, on a weekly cadence. Sometimes if we get real lucky, we do a couple of weeks. So hopefully we're a little in advance of release dates. So it's been a minute since we got to record. I've been on a different side of the world, on another continent. I haven't seen my brother, my partner in pod crime, Mr. Toby Braswell. And
let me assume that you feel, since all of this trip, that you've been born again.
I've been born again, Toby.
I knew this was coming.
Come on.
I knew this was coming.
You're not even letting me set up the jokes anymore.
No. Hell no. Hell no. Flag on the play. Listen, I have listened to the last couple of episodes and I absolutely refuse to let this happen again.
Wow.
No, I'm going to stand in the way and take the charge. I'm taking the charge. And I dare a referee to say that I'm at fault for this one. No, sir. I knew this was coming. Yes, born again. I knew it. I knew you were going for this.
So
I'm so glad I prepared.
Are you in agreement or not? Because it darn near hit 50 degrees on the day of recording here, which feels like coming out of some sort of hibernation. And I get to see your smiling face. I feel very much born again. So just, even if you don't, even if this is a slog to you, Tobe, and you feel like this is you reaching some sort of demise for your soul, just play along, please.
No, I feel the weather is fantastic, comparatively speaking.
Did you just start with the weather? I was like, hey, buddy.
The weather.
Hey, do you feel some solidarity? You're like, oh, the weather's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I do. I feel, listen, yes, it has been a minute since we've recorded. I always feel good in recording, but it's not like we haven't been talking. So, I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing you live, but it's, I still felt connected even when you were.
That's accurate.
Overseas. We talked there.
I was just trying to sell a bit here, Tobe. I'm trying to sell a bit, and you won't even let me get to the bit. Joe, you fooled me 3 episodes in a row. I was not going to let this happen for a 4th one. There's no way. I was like, absolutely not. I knew it. I saw the look in your eyes. You have a tell. You have a tell. Like, is it the Oreo? Is the Oreo by my ear? God. Is that it?
You look like the kid is about to open up a brand new box of Cracker Jacks. Woo! Look at this. I'm about to get the prize. Like, okay.
Well, so we've already had the Cracker Jack episode, and I still haven't.
We have.
Yeah. Well, I guess we need to get into today's song, which I'm going to ask you first, Tobe. Give me your thoughts on the song, because I have my own.
Right. So, Born Again, sung by Lisa from the girl group K-pop sensation BLACKPINK.
Whoa. You're not just going to stop on Lisa, are you? Because you're forgetting out one of my all-time favorite current artists and, another icon of the industry right now.
Please.
All right, I'll introduce RAYE, because I love RAYE. I love everything she's doing. I'm a huge fan. So that's the second of this trifecta. You can introduce the third.
And last but not least is Doja Cat.
Yeah.
So we have Lisa, RAYE, and Doja Cat. So all 3 of them combined forces to come out with this song called Born Again. Here's what I'll say. I think that the chorus is definitely one that will grab your attention, especially with the words that are being said. Because here's the thing, and I'm going to look up the lyrics because I just want to make sure that I am on the same page. Okay, let me look these lyrics up here. Take your time, Tobe.
There's nothing like a little dead air while we while you just kind of search the interwebs.
Sir, You are loved and you're also hated. Okay.
Well, I remember these lyrics hit you because, I sent you this track and I was like, check this out. And then I was like, can we do this song on the pod? And you were like, you had some very specific thoughts about the lyrics. So I'm curious for you to tell me how this hit you.
Yeah, this hit me because to me, this was a letter. It felt like a letter that was directly toward someone
Toby?
specific.
Towards Toby?
And it was like one of those things. It's like in a relationship, and I can just remember, like back in college, I remember having said relationship with said person, right? And I remember saying, you know what, it's not working. I think you're better off, dating other people, moving on. And then she would come with a line like this, you know what? If you had waited just another week, things XYZ could have happened. You'd have been born again. You'd have been screaming, Jesus and everything else that it says in these lyrics. And it's just like, oh my God, one more week. Really? One more week? And it's a ploy. It's a trap. You just got to run away. But if it hasn't happened, it hasn't happened. So it is what it is. But the lyrics caught me off guard. And I was like, oh, wow. And it's interesting because I was thinking that this is whoever decided that these three ladies should get together on this track is that person's brilliant because I think they are so different, so artistic and so creative. Like they each have their own brand, but combined, it's like, they should do more of this. So I enjoy it.
I love this track. I think it's an absolute banger. This was just released, I think, as time of recording, maybe a week ago. I think it's already up to number 2 on the dance charts. I have a feeling it's just going to get bigger by the time this probably hits the Riffs listeners' airwaves. This may be the song of the spring, which I'm here for it. I love everything about this track. And to your point, getting this much talent and this much kind of different talent on the same track where each of them shines enough on their own, but they blend together so seamlessly in a way that I just think is beautiful. Yeah, I'm stoked. And I think this kind of gets to the larger movement, if we want to, I hate to call it a movement because I think it's just life, but, of women asserting their independence and their empowerment and kind of bringing the fire on tracks. And I love it. I think, especially in these times of all the things, of all the, I'll just say it because I can, of all the old white men trying to squish everybody else, I'm like, good, let's not do that. Let's, the arts have always been kind of a voice for change and pointing to certain things. And I think that hopefully this is just one small way that this, kind of points to, we are women, hear us roar, and you don't really care. We're not going anywhere.
I totally agree. I mean, sonically, just a lot of the instrumentation I thought was fantastic. I mean, I'll talk about the movement, if you will, in a bit, but just sonically, if we're talking about the track, I take
musically,
it's fantastic. The bass line is killer. I knew once the bass line was going, I said, oh, Joe loves this track. Joe's loving this track. Whoever's on this is plucking and thumping and doing all the things. They're killing it.
I just want to give a shout out. This guy named Matt Kirkwood. I looked him up. He's got I think he's touring. I couldn't tell who he's touring with. Maybe a Julie Michaels or somebody right now. But this kid can play, man. And it's pretty obvious on this track. But I looked up his IG page and I was like, okay, you go, Matt. Thumping and plucking indeed. Well done, sir.
Yeah, he's nasty. He did his thing, for sure.
And this is what I love is that we've gotten a ton of more live instrumentation coming back into pop. Mm-hmm. And whether that's hip hop or whatever, it's like we're letting people who can play do their thing. And I'm here for it.
Yeah. And it's a nice balance, I feel, between sampled stuff and real instrumentation. Like, it's interesting. It's funny that you mentioned that. So, we had talked a couple of episodes ago about like one of the tracks that we wanted, track that we're digging right now by Leon Thomas. The track is called Mutt, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh man, I love this song. And if you listen to it, it's like, man, I feel like this is a perfect, it sounds like a produced track, if you will. It sounds like, hey, I don't know where this guy got samples from, but I love it. But then when you see them play live, it's like, it's live. Like, it's like he's in it. And it's like, wow, it's a nice balance between those two worlds. It's almost like a Venn diagram, right? You know, they kind of meet, you know, between the world that just uses samples and the world that's using, you know, live instruments. It's like the perfect intersection. And I feel that way with this too. The other thing I would say is when I first heard the track, I was like, man, did Lisa have to beat up Dua Lipa for this track? Because it really sounds like it should be a track for her.
That is so
true.
It
really sounds like it could have been her. And Dua was like, I'm not sharing this song with anybody. And Lisa was like, look, I got two other girls, and one of them, I'm sure you ain't going. You've heard of Doja. Doja got a mean right, so I suggest you give it. And Dua was like, sure, you can have it.
You can
absolutely have it. You could take it. You know, levitate.
Hilarious.
You know what I'm saying?
Levitate with it.
Levitate.
Got some electricity. Go.
You know, right.
Totally agree. That's so funny that you said that. So RAYE was actually a co-writer on this, and I think if you look at Lisa, right, part of BLACKPINK, and no question that all of those ladies have put in work and are supremely talented in all the different facets. Doja Cat, same way, came up, everywhere, from doing ciphers back in the day to really kind of honing her craft and putting in the time in. And then you watch RAYE. RAYE just did the Montreux Jazz Festival, just released that album. Listeners, please just go listen. Even if you just listen to that first track, The Thrill Is Gone, off that live album, it's just the beauty of where music is at today, where people are, I think it's working both ways. I think people are taking samples, incorporating them into live stuff, and then kind of how do we reinterpolate some of these really cool samples into live music and put the instruments and learning how to do all of that. And I think hip hop is it's been doing it forever. How do we get some live stuff and incorporate it into some of the beats? And I think it's just working to the benefit of both. In fact, let me ask you this, Toby. Can we carve out hip hop as a genre anymore? Because it's literally on everything, everywhere. I mean, it's showing up in country, it's showing up in pop, it's showing up in rock. I don't think hip hop is so mainstream that I don't think it's just hip hop. I don't think you can call it a thing anymore.
So first off,
it is a thing, but go ahead.
How dare you? Because I literally said that exact same thing probably about 2 years ago. And we were talking about the exact same point. But you
was it recorded? Because otherwise I'm taking credit.
So I guess what I'll say is this. Just because it uses hip hop tropes doesn't mean it's hip hop. And just because it uses, country tropes, and country enthusiasts will say, hey, that's still that in country. Now I just feel like we're getting into, it's nothing worth fighting about. Not that that's what we're looking to do. It's nothing worth fighting about, nothing worth arguing about. I feel that hip hop right now and its influences in music of all types across the entire world, not just a country or a region, just the entire world, is very similar. Its effect is very similar to American food. You think it's from this one place, but it's everywhere. It's like, so now music is kind of like going to a Coney Island where you can just pretty much, order anything. You can order pancakes at 4 p.m.
A food truck.
You can order,
yeah.
Man, it's very similar. And it's definitely more so now because these young kids who had parents that listened to Billy Ray Cyrus, and right after that, listened to Regulators by Warren G and everything else. They were raised with that. And so they grew up saying, hey, all them songs were playing at the house parties when I was growing up, and they liked different aspects of it. Why not combine it? And that's what you have, And then you add, someone like RAYE. RAYE's on a whole nother level. I mean, she's a whole nother level.
Totally agree.
To me, RAYE is about the closest thing that you're going to get to, like Amy Winehouse type feel per se, like kind of a retro feel, or an Adele retro feel, but with edge, with a lot of it, like razor edge, I feel.
So I first learned of RAYE last summer. There was a podcast that came out on Rick Rubin's Broken Record Pod, and Justin Richmond interviewed her and kind of got, deep dive into her story. This is somebody who was coming up in the industry, writing tons of songs for other people, and kind of kept getting told by all the record execs, oh, you're going to be the next big thing, and they whatever. And then all of the nastiness and abuse and everything that goes on behind the scenes in the industry. And eventually she just kind of said, you know what, if I'm going to take my shot, I got to do it on my own. And I mean, mad props to her for that journey. I mean, clearly she's had the talent all along. To be able to step into her own artistry and kind of do what she's doing, I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger for her. And it's just weird. She just keeps popping up everywhere because I think everybody's recognizing like, oh, this is somebody we probably want on a track. This is somebody we want to collaborate with. This is an amazing talent. So, I mean, that's just one of the three on this track. And I would bet if you argued globally, like people would say Lisa is far and away I mean, I don't know. Doja Cat is pretty popular too. But
she's pretty big. She's pretty big.
I mean, it's crazy that, let's switch over to BLACKPINK. And I'm going to give you a reference that I think you probably haven't thought of in almost 20 years, Toby. So
what was that?
BLACKPINK's biggest girl group in the world. I think their Born Pink was number one in 2022. It was the first girl group to top the charts since, you ready for this? Danity Kane.
Whew.
Do you remember those? You remember those?
Yeah. Do I?
I don't know what happened to them, but they were huge for a minute back in the day.
I'll tell you what happened to them. I think it was P. Diddy happened to them.
That's exactly
I'm pretty sure that's what happened to him.
What happened to a lot of people.
Sure did. But I certainly remember them. I certainly remember them as being, very, very talented as well. And if you remember, I feel like everything happens for a reason. And I remember having that conversation with you. It's like, man, where are the girl groups at? Where are the guy groups at? And it's like, well, you had BLACKPINK were doing their thing, did a fantastic job, obviously, since three of them already have solo careers and they're probably doing okay. I don't know if any of them are doing it quite as well as Lisa is with as many.
Actually, I think Rosé's probably doing better. Believe it or not, because she was doing that. So yeah, I mean, you talk about streams. So BLACKPINK has 40 billion streams. They've sold over 20 million records. They are the most subscribed and viewed artist on YouTube. So all eyes are on them, period. They're the most followed and streamed girl group on Spotify. So yeah, I'd say that and this is what's crazy to me. And I'm curious how this works in the industry, but I think it's great. So, they all kind of were part of this YG Entertainment, which was this like big talent search and kind of put them together, just like they used to do back in the day with the boy bands and other groups like that.
NSYNC, all them, yeah.
NSYNC, all those, yeah. And so, but each of them have their own contract for themselves. So Lisa went out, started her own management record label and released, her new album, Alter Ego, actually drops this Friday as of recording. So February 28th of 25. And the whole group BLACKPINK is going on tour starting in July. And they're going to be touring through like next year. So I'm just like, how does that all work when you're part of this global phenomenon band? Each of you is releasing your own like albums as solo artists and you're going on tour as a group. So they're going to go out on tour. They're going to perform Born Again, or they're going to perform Apartment, or however Apatow, or whatever you want to call that. Like, those are all huge songs.
The only other group that I think did it quite like this was, and granted, not a boy band, totally different, but a super group, if you will, it was Wu-Tang. I think Wu-Tang, they each had they all came together and each one of them basically were good enough for sure to go off on their own and do whatever. All of them at least had gold albums, gold solo albums that came out, as a product of whatever. So it feels like that. But in doing the research and looking at all that Lisa has been through, all the contests, all the dancing shows that she's done, all the choreography that she's done, all the places where she's, she is not just a singer, she is a dancer, she is a model, she is a spokesperson for beauty products. Now she's an actress on the latest season of White Lotus. So, I mean, she has got her stuff together. I mean, she is, trying to take over the world. And I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I think this young lady could probably retire at the age of 45 and you could never see her again. And she'd be filthy rich and paid and comfortable and young enough to do whatever the heck she wants to do from that point forward. I mean, it's pretty incredible. The kind of what she's built in this momentum. I'm very curious to see what she does with it. I was talking to Chris about this before the show, and I was like, here's the thing with her. It's like when I see her perform and I see her in videos, she never gives me the, I don't worry about her making a horrible mistake, or a misstep. I feel like she is very prescribed. She's in control. Like she's having fun, but here, this is business, and I can still smile through this. And, it's all the things. It's not like, I'm worried about her spiraling, right? Or getting out of control. Maybe it's just something, I don't know, maybe it's just something that I'm seeing or reading into. Maybe that's not real, but that's how I see it.
Well, I wonder if I hope that's true. I hope all of them have, because we've talked about it a bazillion times. The industry is rough. Touring is hard. Becoming a global sensation is, you get all of the fame and fortune, all of that, but there's a real dark side to that. And I'm hoping that artists now are putting themselves in positions to kind of set up boundaries, have some protection mechanisms around themselves. And maybe that's part of the, hey, you know what? We'll sign a new contract for BLACKPINK, but we're going to do our solo thing so that we have kind of the rights over all of our own material that is strictly ours. So I wonder if that's part of how they're slicing things up to kind of take a little bit of that control back and maintain some sense of humanity amidst all the chaos. I hope so.
Well, when you do it right, apparently, these ladies are doing it right. There's enough money for everyone. There's
enough money for everyone. Yep.
There's enough money for everyone. So, and if we do this right and we take care of the artists and we actually develop them, they make good choices and should be in a position to actually make even more music, right? And the music that will kind of last and be here for a while. I mean, it's a machine, but it's not supposed to, chew you up and spit you out. I think you can still use a machine or be part of a machine that has a system.
I mean, if the machine is working, then it's not chewing you up and spitting you out. It's making you stronger and supporting you. And it's sort of like having some nanotech, like having a bionic arm. Like how can the machine help me do what I do best and be a better version of myself?
I did not expect the word nanotech to be mentioned on our show today. Boy, I tell you what, for those that are playing bingo, somebody's really happy as far as different words being said on riffs today. That is amazing.
Where you can find that word is in a game of Boggle. You can find some nanotech.
So true. So true. These are words with friends.
I got another surprise for you, Tobe. You ready for this one?
Please.
I'm going to invite Chris back in. Now, I want to preface this a little bit because I know that the powers that be have put the ixnay on us playing any music on this show. And I love Evergreen. They've been phenomenal partners for years now, and I would never want to do anything to disrupt that. But I was listening to this Born Again track, and I was like, I got to revisit our roots. Because there's a specific part of the song where I was like, this sounds so familiar. Why can't I? And then it hit me because I started singing the next part after. So I put a little mashup together. Hopefully this will make it into the show. But Chris is here for a quick listen. You ready?
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So as someone who loves me some Billy Ocean, I was personally grateful that the three of them are bringing back a little Caribbean Queen and kind of revisiting some of those old melodies and kind of that. I was just thrilled. So, but yeah, it was that.
That's something. That's something. That is something.
Where were you when you were listening to Billy Ocean, Toby?
Listen, running around in zips or on my way to stride rides or something like that. I'll tell you that.
Skating at the rink?
Something was happening.
That's right.
Something was happening. I knew that if we dug deep enough, but Dua Lipa has the same thing.
Yeah,
Right? It got the same thing. I mean, they got something on Instagram. They compared this, 4 of her songs to like songs from yesteryear. It's like, yeah, man. I mean, come on. I mean, that's
what everybody's doing.
That's evidence right there, right?
This episode of Rips on Rips is brought to you by DistroKid, your ultimate partner for taking your music to the next level.
With DistroKid, uploading your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music is easier than ever. Plus, you can easily pay your collaborators with splits and send large files securely to anyone with Instant Share.
And guess what else? You can get a YouTube official artist channel for free via DistroKid. You can send credits to stores, and you can use Hyperfollow to promote your release.
DistroKid has everything you need to succeed in the digital music landscape.
But that's not all. DistroKid now offers a convenient mobile experience with the DistroKid app, available on iOS and Android.
With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for the artists looking to perfect their sound, there's Mixia. With Mixia, you can put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time.
And if you need to share large files securely with collaborators, producers, or playlist curators, look no further than Instant Share. It's free to send up to 1 gigabyte of files, and your music will stream at the highest quality, making the best impression possible.
So why wait? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities.
Riffs on Riffs listeners get 30% off their first year at DistroKid by going to distrokid.com/VIP/riffsonriffs.
Go further with the American Express Business Gold Card. Earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels when you book through amextravel.com. Whether your destination is a business conference or a client meeting, your purchases will help you earn more points for future trips. Experience more on your travels with Amex Business Gold. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
This type music is definitely pop, right? This is definitely pop. We all agree there. But is this brand of pop, does it not remind you of like a reinvented form of disco to you? Or is that just me?
Yeah, because the strings in the beginning definitely have kind of that, I don't want to call it like, Bee Gees Saturday Night Fever kind of vibe when they were using the strings, right? Totally.
Right.
And we had brought up, I think, Jamiroquai in a previous episode, right? So it's kind of that like disco London funk, hearkening back to, totally can hear that for sure.
So disco isn't dead.
Disco never, it's been resurrected, apparently.
It's been born again, if you will.
Born again. Well done, sir.
Wow,
well
full
done.
circle. Look at that.
Full circle.
What was your point?
Well, that makes me wonder, too, like, getting back to this idea of hip-hop being ubiquitous now. Is this, back in the day, popular music took jazz and blues and said, hey, let's turn this into mainstream. So I guess it was only a matter of time before we were like, hey, let's take hip hop and turn it into mainstream. Because to your point, I think it was just people grew up hearing all of the things all at the same time. And it was like, we're not differentiating. It's all just part of our musical palette, a cornucopia, if you will. So it all works.
Yeah. So I guess the thing I would say to that is nothing will ever stop art from evolving. Art has a whole life of its own. And whenever someone tries to put art in a box, you
don't put baby in a corner.
Inevitably grows outside of that box and spills over left, spills over right. And so I love the fact that hip hop elements are being put into these songs. I think it's great. Definitely makes some of these songs better for me. I think if it's done from a true point of artistry, I think it can be a fantastic thing. I think it can be great. SZA is her music to me is a perfect marriage of melodies over hip hop or trap beats or whatever. I think that's well done, fantastically done. And then as far as like, hip hop dying, I think even though this, Lisa has songs with hip hop, elements in it, it's not hip hop per se. It's not like the underground stuff that I used to listen to. But you have people like Kendrick Lamar, you have people like J. Cole, you have groups like, Coast Contra. You've got groups like that are going to blaze the path of, hey, this is where it started. We're going back to the basic. And the fact that you can still find that is fantastic to me. That's the part that I love. And the fact that other people can borrow elements and use whatever, I love that too.
Well, since we have, I think, a plethora of female MCs right now, right? I mean, I'm just thinking like we have Cardi B, we've got Glorilla, we've got Ice Spice, Doja Cat, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, Sexy Red, who we'll get back to in a second. Curious who I have two that I did not name that would be kind of two of my favorite female MCs right now. But first of all, that's just a partial list of the super popular ones. And I'm sure there's, a bazillion more.
You didn't mention Doechii. You didn't mention Doechii, Rhapsody.
Yeah. So Doechii, you and I both have shared some behind the scenes
for sure.
checks and whatever, like check this out. And folks, what show was she on where she did that performance?
Was it Colbert?
It was Colbert. People, go check out her Colbert performance. It's amazing. It's so well done.
Go check out, and while you're at it, go ahead and check out her Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Ray's Tiny Desk
disgusting.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of talent out there right now. For people that say that, hey, there's not a lot of good music out there, man, you are kidding yourself. There's some really, really good music being made right now. I mean, Jesse Reyes' album Goliath is fantastic.
Really?
It is an EP. Oh, it's fantastic. I listened to it beginning to end. I mean, was 30 minutes or so. It is wonderful.
Really?
Absolutely. Okay. Oh my God, it's so good. And so it just kind of goes to show, and here's one thing I think that's different now than times before. I mean, she is definitely someone that strikes me as like, you're not going to tell her what to do. You're not telling Ray what to do. If these ladies want to drop a single or if they want to make an EP, then that is it. That's it. And I love that aspect because I think much like these TV shows that last 8 seasons and they started off really good and they just ended up sucking toward the end. It's like, hey, maybe this project was only meant to be.
It's like Ted Lasso, 3 seasons, call it quits.
2 or 3 seasons. Yeah, done. We're good. We're good.
I just discovered that I really like, because I'm loving a lot of the beats she's using, is Little Sims.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, ooh, this hits my E spot, my hip hop E spot.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, these are all kids. Well, they were kids. They're younger than us. So these are all, they're all kids that grew up listening to their parents' records. Their parents went to college around the same time that we did. So these kids grew up off Tribe, De La, Pharcyde, Ice Cube, NWA, Snoop, and all of them. And this is what you get. You get this. And especially with it now, with as universal as music is right now, you got, folks coming from overseas, the British music scene right now to me is just like, it's bubbling, it's a bubbling spot. But you get music from everywhere. And it's just good stuff.
Well, speaking of everywhere, why K-pop, right, is just ginormous.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why. Like and I have some thoughts, but I'm just curious, like, why did it, it's been around since the 90s, I guess, but it really kind of blew up a decade ago, maybe?
I think since the days of, the Beatles and the Jackson 5, I think we've always been attracted to groups like that, groups of young people who are, young enough not to have made, dumb mistakes, right? Not to be branded this or branded that, they're young people. We like the world likes to see young people in general doing their thing. We enjoy watching young people persevere. It touches some part of us, regardless of age. And I feel like, for whatever reason, we got away from putting these groups together. I feel like it's a lot of work. It certainly is a lot of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of work, a lot of discipline, a lot of different personalities. But, obviously these guys have figured something out. The machine is legit.
And I think that's a really great observation because, the Beatles didn't just come on the scene out of nowhere. They spent a bazillion years doing really crappy concerts and bars and whatever. So I think this is just the next iteration of we are not only extremely talented writers, performers, singers, dancers. We are embracing the fame that comes with it. We're embracing the idea that I'm going to be a spokesperson for pick a fashion, pick a fragrance, pick whatever. And I'm going to be intentional about, doing everything on the social medias to engage with my fan. Like this is a complete absorption into the lifestyle that requires so much dedication and time, and to your point, discipline. And I think beyond kind of the pop sensibilities of all of this, I think we just appreciate that as a human. Like, thank you for putting in the time, really for purely entertainment purposes. You were doing this to entertain all of us. And, thank you for that.
The world likes pretty things. The world likes pretty things. And when you put, a bunch of good looking young people, male or female, or, a blended group, if you will, and they're doing their things and they're like sharp. I mean, this is not, gone are the days where these kids can't, or one of these kids can't dance, or two of them can't dance. No, all of them can dance. Gone are the days where it's like, there's a rap part in this, and we do not want to hear this dude rap. It's not like,
right.
They all can rhyme.
Yeah.
And they've got the cadence down. They've got it. They have got it. And when we talk about dance, it's not like the little 1, 2, shabab, shabab. I mean, these kids are, liable
okay.
to...
All right. You gave me grief for nanotech. I did not expect to hear shabab, shabab on today's show.
Shabab, shabab. So... Hey. I mean... What do you want from me? What do you want? What do you want? Shabab, shabab. Yeah, it's
yeah. Okay.
It's these kids are doing it, man. They're next level. I mean, Lisa, I've watched enough of her videos. I'm like, my goodness. I mean, there's not a move or a set of moves that I feel like she could not learn the choreography for and go ahead and perform it. And it's like, it's that competitive now. It's that competitive now.
Well, I think, she was one of thousands that managed to get through the audition. I think Rosé was one of like 700 that showed up in New Zealand for that audition. So like they are the cream of the crop when it comes to getting through and getting to that next stage and then putting in the work to kind of stay at the top. So, do you know who else is also putting in work, Tobe? And I think he's kind of doing it on the sly. And we talked about him. Bruno Mars is, he goes, I was just looking at his 3 singles, right? So he just came off of Die With a Smile with Lady Gaga. Then he did Apartment
Apata.
or Apata, which I just learned what that actually means today. It's also a drinking song in Korean, apparently.
Yeah.
And, right, so that's number 2. You know what his next single is? Or I think it's out now. Fat, Juicy, and Wet with Sexy Red.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Which is not a song that we're ever going to do on this show, because I think Bruno's quote was, "I wanted to make a rap song about going to the club," and I was like, okay, all right, well, mission accomplished. And then he manages, because he's Bruno, to get all 3 women in the video for this. And I was like, Bruno is just, he went from, hey, I wonder what Bruno's doing. Where's he been? What's he up to he's just kind of everywhere, just doing his thing. And I'm like, all right, Bruno, I see you working.
I mean, we talked about how hard this dude works. I mean, just because I also feel that artists aren't making exactly the same type of money that they were making before. There's a lot of money to be made, but
on tour, mostly. You're not making it from streaming or anything anymore. Yeah.
But mostly on tour. So you're constantly working.
Yeah.
Constantly working. I mean, even if you look at Lisa, And what she's done, like within the last like 3 years, she's done like a lot of collaborations with a lot of different type of artists, not just K-pop artists. I mean, artists from everywhere. You know, really even just this song right here. I mean, you basically went to 3 different continents to put this track together.
Yeah.
You know, Doja's here, you know, Ray's over in London, and then you have Lisa, obviously, you know, and so it's like, you know, three different spots. And I think that's one of the things that really attracts me about this song is the just diversity of approach. And, you know, I like that. I love seeing, you know, combinations that people wouldn't necessarily know what to do with, but dang, if it doesn't look good and sound even better. You know, I love that.
Toby, it's almost like you're saying, if you have diverse backgrounds and people and experiences, that you might come up with something innovative or new or creative or interesting. That's a fascinating concept.
It is, yeah. Some would say maverick even, but it's there you have it. There you have it. It's, you know, I remember being in a band in college, and I remember our drummer, who's like, it's one of my best friends in school, was my dude. His name was Shay. I remember him, something happened. He wasn't able to make it to the gig. It was something, family, whatever. He can't be at this gig. So we need another drummer. And we found this dude who's a jazz drummer, but we don't, you know, we're not playing jazz. This is just something else, man. The same song that we have been doing the same way. You add one different element, it changes so much. I was like, oh, that it hits different now. It just feels different. It feels brand new. And that's just one element. Have we brought in another horn player or another piano player? I mean, it feels different. And I guess the way to look at that is just evolving and, you know, evolution and, you know, what we call, those of us in music, what we call shedding on a song. You almost like a snake, right? Just peeling back the different layers and becoming something new, right? To hopefully enable it to survive and thrive better. I feel that as a people, we have to do that as well. You know, it is time to evolve into something better than what we were before. And if it's got to look right, it's got to feel right, but not just for one, but for many. You know, and I feel like music has been that safe spot. It's been that safe place where people can speak their mind, even if you disagree, but can speak their mind. At least, hey, it's a song. It is what it is. But I think that we're going to see a lot of evolving topics coming out, a lot of strong women, strong men. And what I mean by strong women and strong men, I mean women and men that are strong enough to be vulnerable, you know, in the present, and actually let you know some of the things that, you know, maybe even as heartbreaking as they are, some of these experiences that have happened to them, to hopefully help someone else evolve, shed the old, bring in the new, to better their chances at survival, and so they can survive and thrive going forward, you know.
I think that's just a mic drop there, Tobe. I got nothing to add to that. So
that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
And I do think we're seeing artists do that, right? Yeah, I mean, Ray's album is all about that. There's a ton of vulnerability from younger artists right now, and I think it is comforting to. I think it's comforting to everybody because they're universal themes, and we're all feeling this stuff. And so, I mean, this goes back to one of the reasons we all started listening to music in the first place. Somebody's literally giving voice or emotion or feeling to something that I'm having internally, and I don't know how to express it, but damn, if you didn't just do it for me. And now I can relate to that, and I can feel that through this, and I'm feeling some comfort, some solidarity, feel like I'm being seen because clearly I'm not the only one going through this. So yeah, I do think it's, you know, the arts have always, and I assume they will continue to be kind of the next evolution of what's coming up. And so I'll be very curious to see where the messaging goes in various artistic platforms, and how we continue to evolve instead of devolving into, you know, things that no longer serve us. and haven't served us for decades.
Question for you. There's a group called The Dip. Have you heard of them at all? It's a group
Dip?
called The Dip. The Dip.
Oh, the Dip.
D-I-P.
I've heard of the Dip. I thought you meant the Diff, like the scoreboard at Rocket Arena, where they kindly tell you
not the Diff.
Okay.
Trying to tell people that they can't add what the difference in the score is.
Pretty much. It's the only reason it exists.
The score is 90 to 92. The Diff is 2.
The Diff is 2.
Good God.
But it's +2 if we're up.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey.
so.
But the group called The Dip, I listened to them, must have been like 2 years ago. I found some videos, actually a little bit longer than that. I think I found them during COVID, actually. Listen to the, old school type feel, real dope. And I had a friend who lost her daughter. It was really, really sad situation. And, everybody is saying the same thing, man, prayers, condolences. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say in that situation. It was bad. And and we're good friends, but I didn't know what to say either. It's like, you see the post on Facebook and it's like, oh my God, this is awful. But you had mentioned sometimes a song saying the right things at the right time. And I sent that song to this individual. It's a song called When You Lose Someone. And it is everything that you'd want to say to someone feeling that. That is the power of music. Like, I didn't feel like I needed to add anything else. So like, hey, just listen to this.
Yep.
Just listen to this.
Yep.
And she was like, hey, thank you so much, Toby. Thank you so much. And didn't have to say anything more than that. Obviously not really feeling like talking or anything, for understandably, but that's the power of music, man. That's the power of communication. And, I think all of us are artistic and creative in our own ways. And some people, it's just what we're passionate about is music. Other people are just passionate about writing or visual arts, whatever it is.
Or accounting or whatever. Chemistry. Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah. Whatever it is, do it to the best of your ability and share it. It definitely makes this world, which can be very challenging sometimes, definitely makes it a lot better place to be. Just makes it a lot better place to be. You mentioned earlier Ted Lasso, and it's so funny. We just finished that series in our household. We just finished it. Like it's been over for over a year. But I didn't want to watch the end of it because I was like, when it's over, it's over. But
it's done.
But with all the things that have been going on as of late, I felt like I needed a pick me up.
Yeah.
And I needed something different than music and something different than a song to know that, hey, good, decent people out here that are going to do the right and decent thing for each other and for themselves still exist. Hey, put Ted Lasso on, and I'm telling you that I want to say the last 2 episodes, man, I cried.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely cried. Absolutely cried. And it was such a beautiful release to be able to do that. And it wasn't just because of the characters and what they were going through, although that was part of it.
Yep.
But it was like something to help me get to that breaking point that I needed to actually allow myself to release. That's what art does, man. And that's what art is.
I think that's what's so great about the title of this song. And I think that's what art does in general. It allows us in that moment to release, to be born again, to kind of go through that cycle of renewal and rebirth, even if it's just for a minute, and we can take that big breath and feel like, okay, I can get after it again. I've got renewed hope, renewed energy, or maybe it's just I've let out all the toxins for a minute, and I can just be and breathe again. So, yeah, I think not exactly what this song is in particular about, but thematically, just the idea of being born again is something pretty powerful that we can all take forward.
But if we look at this song in particular, right, and this with these lyrics in particular, I hope that dude, I wish him good luck. I really do. I wish you.
It's like Chapel says.
Chaperone. Man, listen.
But you started out the shows, Tobe, saying it's all hogwash. That's another word you didn't expect to hear today. Like
red herring.
There it is. Don't tell me if I had stuck it out that something would have changed. Come on. I've been here long enough to know that you were just going to keep saying that. And look, that happens on all sides. Trust me.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You know what? And to me, it's not, look, like I've been married for years, right? So it's not even on the relationship side. I feel this kind of like if you had like a bad hire that you wanted to like let go. And it's like, hey, this is it. We're done. Yeah. Hey, sir, if you had kept me around for one more pay period, Toby, no.
I would have hit my numbers.
Absolutely not.
What about the 9 previous pay periods?
No, dude. Yeah. No, you weren't here. You weren't even here. You weren't even showing up. What are you talking about? You weren't working from home. Your computer's here. Stop it. What are we talking about? It's ridiculous. But to me, this song is like everything that you'd want to say in that situation. You're angry. You're upset. They ended it early. And that's part of it. You ended it, not me.
Yep.
And that loss of control, that it sucks. It sucks. In fact, I know people for sure that have ended relationships early just so that the other person couldn't do it.
Oh, wow.
You know,
that's
it's just like, I know he's about to end it, so I'm going to cut it. Like, no, we're done. Yeah, I'm going to cut it off.
Let me give you a flip side to that, Tob. I think that there is also, we've all been in relationships that maybe haven't been the best for us. And we can be literally grateful to the other person for walking away or doing whatever, because it allows us to actually feel like we're born again. Like, oh my God, I've forgotten how far I had gotten away from myself. I'd forgotten how far I'd just evolved from who I am and what my core values and all of that. And I'm kind of living in this way. So even though I'm not the one to call it off, thank you, because I can be born again right now.
What this song needs right now is a response by a supergroup of men. You need a response.
We'll get like BTS to do something for him.
Do something to explain the guy's side of it and saying like, you know what? Because here's what will happen. You will have this, if a guy's listening to this, you know, the representation on this video is perfect because you're not going to come she's just not coming at you by herself. She's coming at you with her girls. Like, oh, if you had waited 2 weeks, brother, she would have changed your life.
Yeah.
Change your life. You know, you need the response by the dude's like, dude, you're good. Trust me, you're fine. Walk away. Don't worry about it. We're going down to the pub. Come on. Come with us. Going to the pub. My boys got Mario Kart. We're going to drink a few. And I mean, you hit a couple mushrooms on the way in Mario Kart, you'll be fine. Maybe you'll win. Hey, let's do that instead.
You take out Bowser, everything's okay. All right.
Bowser's fine. You get to pick your own vehicle. You're good. Just don't, But if you go back to her right now, that's like you and the banana peel. That's
that bullet coming out of nowhere. It's like, bam.
Oh my God, what is this? What's going on? You're going to start playing that when somebody hits the star. All right. We just gave Nintendo a free.
Nintendo, if you'd like to sponsor the show.
Man, give us some Switches. Let's make it happen.
All right, sir. I think that's all I got. So
I think we're good.
We can get on up out of here. Tell the people how to find all the things.
Listen, hey guys, we are on Instagram. We're Riffs on Riffs. We are on Facebook, Riffs on Riffs. And we are going to be coming out with more video content on YouTube. So we're in all the things, we're everywhere. We're like
Bruno. We're just everywhere.
Exactly. So please like, subscribe, check us out. We love what we do and we love you for listening. Huzzah.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Sometimes the hardest part is just starting. Dropbox Dash, new from Dropbox, reads the doc, scans the notes, checks the thread, and gives you the summary you were about to ask someone for. It writes the first draft in your tone with the context you forgot you needed. From idea to output, without the scramble. Learn more at Dropbox.com/dash.